AITA for going no contact with my dad after learning the truth about my childhood? I, 25F, grew up believing my mom abandoned me and my dad when I was 6. My dad constantly reminded me how much he sacrificed to raise me on his own, calling her selfish and unreliable. He'd say she chose herself over her family and left us in the dust. I remember once overhearing him telling a friend that she was unfaithful, running off with some guy and never looking back. I grew up hating her for it. But last month, I stumbled on an old box in the attic with my name on it. Inside were letters from my mom, one for each year since I was 6. They were filled with birthday wishes, updates on her life, and heartfelt apologies for not being there. She explained she'd tried everything to see me, but was blocked at every turn by my dad, who'd threatened her with legal action if she tried to reach out. According to her, she'd even fought for custody but lost everything in a brutal court battle. The letters were filled with numbers, emails, and addresses that I'd never seen. I felt sick. I confronted my dad, and he finally admitted that he'd blocked her out, saying, "I protected you from her toxicity." He claimed he kept me safe from the mess she would have dragged me into. But his tone was bitter, and he even told me, "After all I did, you're really questioning me?" Reeling, I called my mom using the number in the last letter, and to my shock, she picked up. She was overjoyed and explained how she'd been waiting, hoping someday I'd find her letters. She never left with anyone. There was no other man. She stayed single, not wanting to start a family without me. She was just shut out of my life. We ended up talking for hours, and I realized just how much of my life was built on my dad's resentment and lies. Since then, I've gone no contact with my dad. My entire family is furious with me. They say he shielded me from her and that I'm ungrateful for abandoning the man who sacrificed everything. They insist I owe him for raising me, and maybe they're right, but I feel like my childhood was stolen, and I don't know if I can forgive him for that. AITA for going no contact with my dad after learning the truth? Or am I betraying the only parent who was really there for me?